Well, hey, losers. It's been a long time since I've said that, and it's been about a year since I've done an update, and I think it's just about time. So, there are a lot of reasons that I'm doing this today. First and foremost, as many of you who are out as far out as I am, a few years, I had my gastric bypass December of '08. You'll know that when you get that far out, it tends to become very difficult to maintain weight without real strict diet and exercise. So I think the last time I had an update, I'd gained a little bit of weight. My lowest weight was 210 pounds, 208 pounds. Today I'm about 244. Not proud of that fact. Not proud of that fact at all. And so I needed to do something about that. And luckily for me, I met a wonderfully terrific woman on eHarmony, believe it or not, and we are getting married in September. So I kind of want to look good for this wedding because I think it's important. Those pictures are going to last forever, and quite frankly, I don't want them to look terrible. I don't think anybody wants their wedding pictures to look terrible. So what am I doing about it? Well, I have been exercising as often as I can, and I am drinking lots of water. Yeah, today, April, what is today, the 16th, I actually started the 5-day pouch test to reset my tool. It's been long enough. For those of you who have just recently had surgery and happened across this video, you'll be amazed, absolutely amazed, how much food you can eat 2 years out, 3 years out, 4 years out. Plates full of food. It's disgusting. To even fathom my eating as much as I used to eat before surgery, it's scary. So today was the first day, liquid only. Tomorrow is liquid only. I'm actually feeling pretty good. I have on my phone here, I'm using livestrong.com's app to track all this stuff. And if I can get to the app, I'll tell you what I've done. So, I don't know if you can see this. So I set my goal at 1100 calories. There's no way I'm going to get to 1100 calories because just can't do it with liquid only. But that's a goal for every day. And since you probably can't read all that, for breakfast I had 180 calories, which was consistent with, let's see what it was. I can't see. But it was a shake, some coffee. Lunch was another shake, and some broth, just regular chicken broth. Dinner I just had was another shake, and now I'm drinking water, and I might have some chicken broth later. And for snacks, it was a cup of coffee with half and half. You know, it wasn't a big a deal. So far, after this glass of water here, or this big thing of water, this will be 80 ounces of water for the day. And I walked for 35 minutes at work, so that supposedly at the 2 point something mile an hour pace, it was 249 calories, or, you know, deducted from, or I guess added to your daily totals. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. And yeah, I have from now until September to get myself into shape so that I can, you know, look good for my wedding. Because I know my bride's going to look beautiful, and I want to be equally beautiful. So it's been a year, if I haven't said so already, since I've done my last video, and that's bad. I really need your help, this community's help, to stay on track. So I'm challenging myself to try to do one video a week from now until whenever I drop dead, because I really think it's important for the support, for the documentation, and the accountability. And I would encourage all of you, if you would, put your comments down below, check in with me, let me know how you're doing. If you post a response video, I'll preview it and post it as well so other people can see some of the similarities. I'm sure a lot of you have same kind of stories. Um, I want to give a big shout out to my buddy Sarah Halbert. Amazing girl, amazing. I don't know if you caught her on television on a TLC channel show called The Real Skinny. If I can find a link, I'll put it down below. But oh man, it's her journey's amazing, and I'm so proud of her. And she's got a honey now, and she looks extremely happy. And I'm so proud of her and her accomplishments. And if you haven't checked out The Real Skinny, it's about her journey to getting her 360 circumferential body lift to correct the excess hanging skin that a lot of us deal with after Roux-en-Y gastric bypass. The tremendous amount of weight, and just to give you guys who may be running across this video for the first time about me, before surgery, I was 430 pounds, thereabouts. Like I said, my lowest weight was 208, so that's 220 plus pound loss that I had at one point. And like I said, I was hovering around 210, 215 for a long time, which I was actually kind of comfortable at. My goal was supposed to be 190. I don't think there's a way on this planet that I can get to 190. I know people like AJ and a few others made similar comments, and then all of a sudden, bam, they were down, 180s, and couldn't explain how it happened, but it just did. And maybe some people's bodies work differently. I just cannot see. When I'm at 210, 215, you can see my bones through all my skin, my hip bones, my rib bones, my tailbone. I mean, you can see everything. So I really don't know how I can get down to that weight. And when I was at 208, I was pretty gangly looking. So I'd be comfortable at down to 210, 215 again if I can get there in time for the wedding. At least I know I can fit into a nice, pair of jeans. At that weight, I was about a 36-inch waist, 32 inseam. I'm a pretty tall guy. And I was very comfortable, a large shirt. So now I'm back up to an extra large shirt and an extra large jacket. If I do layers, I have to have something. It's just ridiculous. I don't even want to see those X's in front of that letter anymore. It makes me sick to think that I went through all of this, and if I don't maintain it, disastrous things could happen. And I don't think anybody should go into this without really thinking about it first. You have to know what you're doing before you do it. So to get back to the 5-day pouch test, the first 2 days, day 1 and day 2, today and tomorrow, it's all liquids. As much liquids as I want, but all liquids. And then Wednesday, I can start on the soft proteins, which will be, for me, I got ready for this. My fiance and I went out to the grocery store, and she's really supportive, super supportive, and helped me get all the menu items I needed. Excuse me. So I got some tuna and cottage cheese, which I like, and that'll be my soft proteins for Wednesday, and maybe even for some part of Thursday. But for Thursday and Friday, I'm supposed to be able to eat the more firm proteins like chicken and steak. And then it's the portion control. Protein plus carbs can be no more than 1 cup. If you eat more than 1 cup, you don't eat slowly, and you don't stop eating after 15 minutes, for the most part, and you cannot drink 30 minutes before, 30 minutes after. If you don't follow all those rules, your tool won't work properly. Because that's really what this is, it's a tool. But if you do that, it'll work just fine. got to chew really slow. I mean, 40 chews is not unreasonable for a tough piece of meat, if you don't want to hurt yourself when it goes down. Because I know when I first started eating chicken in the beginning, it was coming up probably 8 times out of 10. I would throw it up. It's so uncomfortable. I know those of you who've had the surgery and are within the first 6 months, 7 months, you know what I'm talking about. It's very uncomfortable when it gets stuck. You start to salivate, your nose runs. It's just awful. Just terrible. But hopefully, after I do this 5-day pouch test, I'll be able to get back on solid foods and do it in such a way that I can maintain that quantity, that portion control. And just in case you don't know, for those of you who may not be aware, if you drink too close to when you eat or after you eat, you wind up either beforehand lubricating the system, allowing food to pass more easily and not get that full feeling as quickly, or you're making it so that whatever gets in there is being flushed out if you drink too soon after. And there are also tricky foods called slider foods, which are things that just are too easy to get through your stoma and your pouch and into your intestine. And those are things like mashed potatoes, stuff like that. And then simple carbs, or the unhealthy carbs, or really refined and processed foods are really bad. Complex carbs are okay because it gives your body a chance to kind of break it down. And last but not least is vitamins. I have been piss poor at taking my vitamins, and I know a bunch of you are going to put comments down there yelling at me because it's so important. It's so very important. And I went through about 6-month period where I lost my job and I didn't have insurance, so I wasn't going for any blood work checkups or anything during that time. And I, quite frankly, at this point, because I had to change insurances, companies from the one I had during surgery to now, I haven't gone back and checked since probably the 1.5 year mark, 18 months. So I'm due for a check. The problem for me is the insurance company I have now doesn't know what to check for, and to get the old insurance company to cooperate with me is a little more difficult because it's hard for me to access my records since I'm no longer a customer of theirs. But I'm working on it because I do need to go in and get another blood work done for my vitamin levels. But I'm feeling pretty good otherwise. Happy, in love, which is, anybody will tell you that's pretty cool. Helps you stay motivated. And as far as everything else goes, I'm working again. I volunteer, keep myself busy, and I'm back in school. That's something new, I guess, since the last time I did a video. Back in June, I decided to go back to college and get a BS in environmental science. So that'll be done in September, just before the wedding. In fact, Labor Day weekend is when I graduate. I'm going to be doing the University of Phoenix online thing. Been doing it consistently since June. We had one not spring break, I think Christmas break, and that's the only break we had the whole time. And been doing it nonstop. Every class is 5 weeks long. It's intense. I read online book materials constantly, take tests constantly, quizzes, write tons of papers. I've probably written, 25, 30,000 words since starting. It's just an amazing amount of work. But it's worth it. I didn't quite finish college the first time around. I got to my junior year, and decided that I wanted to get in the workforce, start making money, and start doing something, fun with my life rather than sit in school all the time, which was a mistake. I freely admit that was a mistake. But now I'm correcting that mistake, and I'll have this nifty little piece of paper that means more to the people hiring you than it really does to me, other than the fact that I've accomplished and finished something. That's important. Anyway, someone's at my door, and I have to go. But I'll be checking in regularly, and make sure that you check in too. All right. See you later.